So let's talk a little bit about well-being. It's a word that a lot of us don't know about because we tend to focus on one thing. And that is part of diet culture, is focusing on my weight. I have been fixated on my weight for decades, since I was a child. And as I'm going through this change of understanding my body, understanding my emotions, understanding why I do the things that I do, revelations are coming. And I have to share them with you because it's important to understand human nature. Things that become normal, that anybody from a different planet would be like, what are you doing? You're harming yourself. And by being fixated on diet culture, I've never been able to become my best self because I was feeding the machine, the money-making machine. Give me your money. Send me your money. You want this tape, you want this video, you want this diet, you want this, and there I was like a zombie. Yes, I do. And with my arms outstretched with money in hand, please give me what you have to sell. Because I don't know what else to do. I don't know where to turn. I don't know. That's a problem. Being self-sustainable and sufficient means getting creative. The more excuses I made, the heavier things got. What holds people back? Things that are heavy. And how we do anything is how we do everything. So if your emotional well-being is feeling heavy, you're overweight, you're heavy, maybe you're not in a very good relationship, that's heavy. Maybe you're working somewhere that you've outgrown that you don't want to do anymore. That gets heavy. Okay, because what do we do when we start a diet? We're very excited. We're full of energy. We are ready to go. And we're going to go down this path and we're not going to fail. What happens in diet culture? We fail again and again and again, and it makes us feel worse. What's heavy in my life? Maybe it's stuff. Maybe it's unresolved issues. Maybe you're with somebody that's not good for you. Maybe you're not in a good place to give of yourself. What is it in your life that's heavy, that's keeping you from moving forward? All right, so again, as I'm going through this journey, and the better I eat consistently, the more consistent I am with moving, the clearer things are getting around me. What's not so good? What I can change over there. It's seeping into other areas of my life. And it is scary, right? For some people who are not with the right partner, when you start taking care of yourself and you start to see what's toxic. What are the foods that are toxic? What are some of the characteristics or lack of integrity in your partner that you're really starting to notice now that they tried to fool you into thinking was normal? It can be scary, but it's going to be life-changing. Isn't that what we want? For our lives to change for the better? Ding, 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 ding. Are things resonating with you right now? Right? It starts with your food and cleaning that up and blowing out the cobwebs from your joints and your muscles because you haven't used them in so long. With change comes growing pains. Doesn't mean you can't have a better relationship with food, a better relationship with your significant other that you have right now. Okay? You can make things better. So it doesn't have to be scary. And especially as we get older, change, you better learn how to be flexible or you're going to snap. Right? And that's when we go right back to those bad habits. Because all those reasons you had for getting better get smaller and smaller, and you go right back to that big list of excuses that we all have. There's nothing you can't tell me that I don't already know, because I've been there. I've had bad eating habits. I've had bad relationships. I've worked at places that were nothing that I wanted to do, but we all got to work, right? Well, we all have to eat, right? We all want to be in a healthy, loving relationship. It's all interconnected. And for me, it started with the food, which helped translate to a better relationship, which got me to an actual working relationship somewhere that I really enjoy, that I'm passionate about. The universe has led me down this path that it is possible to make things better in your life no matter what age you are, especially if you're an over 50 woman like myself. It can get better. But you have to be open to relearning, redoing, rethinking, being creative, right? How many times has one thing stopped us from doing what we really want because we weren't creative enough to get there? When you really want something, you'll figure it out. My dad always told me, if you don't have the tools that you need, improvise. And by improvising, you are unstoppable, right? I don't have money to go to the gym. I don't have money to eat right. Those are excuses. There are tons of books and videos and all sorts of tools to help you with those, get past those excuses and actually do it. How bad do you want it? I want the best life possible for you. I have been in a fog with diet culture for decades, and I plan on taking them down because I'm pissed that I allowed myself to fall for the magic beans. So again, I'm going to do everything I can to help myself first, right? Right? It all starts with you. And in this case, it starts with me. And then I'm going to share that information because it's important to have well-being, to be happy, to be in control of the things that you have choices over. You know how you empower people? By giving them good information so that they can make good decisions based off of that information. I feel like I've been lied to with the diet industry my whole life because I was chasing that dream of being perfect. Nothing and no one is perfect. Right? There's good and bad in everything. Hey, ladies, how many of you remember that guy that you just put on a pedestal and they broke your heart because you refused to see the bad? Right? Everybody's got a little bit, right? Some people have more than others, right? Gauge your food, gauge your relationships, gauge your career. It is never too late to start living the life that you want. What do you want? Where do you start? And how do you get there? Step by step by step. You're going to stumble and you're going to fall. And you're going to get scuffed a few times, but that's how you learn. Right? You put some hydrogen peroxide on there, put a bandage, and you keep going. That's with everything and anything. You keep going. And there's going to be things to distract you from getting you to where you want to be. And the more clear-headed you get and the more you learn, you're going to see what those distractions were that were keeping you from getting where you want to be, because the universe is going to give it back to you to see if you pass. It still happens to me. I'm still learning. I'm okay to opening to learning if it's going to get me to where I want to be. That's your message for today.